Ladies and gentlemen, you ever cry alone? I mean, really cry? That kind of cry where your chest tightens, your vision blurs, and it feels like the world got just a little heavier? Let me tell you something right now. God sees those tears, every single one. And just because the world may overlook you, that doesn't mean God has. Sometimes you wear that smile like armor, like makeup covering bruises nobody ever asked about. You show up, you push through, you love hard, you give all, and still you feel like no one sees you. But God does. He sees what you carry. He knows what broke you, and He's not ignoring it. He's using it. You think those tears are weakness? No. Those tears are evidence. Evidence of a heart that still loves, a soul that still hopes, and a woman that still stands. You could have given up, but you didn't. And that strength, that kind of strength, that's divine. Now let me tell you something else. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. The creator of the universe, the one who flung stars into the sky, He knows your name. And He hasn't left you. He hasn't abandoned you. He's right there in the silence, in the stillness, in the moments where it hurts to breathe. He is with you. You see, pain doesn't mean absence. It means purpose. There's something being built in you. Strength is being forged in fire. And when you come out on the other side of this, and you'll realize every tear was watering the very ground your miracle needed to grow. So lift your head, Queen. Wipe your face. This isn't the end of your story. It's the plot twist. God's not done yet. You've still got light to shine, love to give, and battles to win. You are powerful. You are chosen. You are seen. And those tears, God collects every single one. He hears you. He's working. And He's already turning it around. Stay strong. You got this. There's a kind of pain that doesn't scream. It doesn't shout or demand attention. It lives behind a smile, quiet, persistent, and heavy. It's the kind of pain you carry into work, into family gatherings, into church, and no one knows because you've mastered the art of pretending. You laugh when you're supposed to. You nod when people speak. You tell them you're fine, even when everything inside of you feels like it's falling apart. That smile, it becomes a mask. Not because you're fake, but because you're strong. Because you don't want to burden anyone else. Because sometimes you don't even know how to put into words what's hurting, but God sees it. He sees you when the door closes and the smile fades. He sees you in the stillness of night, when your pillow catches the tears you won't let the world see. He sees the way your hands shake when no one's looking, the way your heart breaks silently. He sees the weight you carry, the sacrifices you make, the battles you fight in secret. And He doesn't turn away. God is not impressed by the performance. He's moved by your heart. And even though you keep showing up like everything's okay, He knows what it cost you just to make it through the day. There's comfort in that kind of knowing. To be truly seen, not just in your strength, but in your weakness too. God sees the pain behind the smile, not to expose it, but to heal it. Not to shame you, but to comfort you. He sees through the surface, straight to the soul. And even when the world applauds the act, God honors the truth behind it. Tears aren't just water falling from your eyes. They carry weight, meaning, and power. They are the words your soul can't speak, the prayers your mouth can't form. When you cry, it's not weakness spilling out, it's honesty. It's courage in liquid form. Sometimes the world tells you to toughen up, to hide your emotions, to smile through the pain and keep going. But God never asked you to pretend. He created those tears, and He values every single one. They're not wasted. They're not forgotten. They are noticed, gathered, and held by a God who is deeply moved by your hurt. Every tear you've cried in silence, He saw it. Every moment your heart broke and your eyes overflowed, He was there. In the middle of the night, when no one answered your calls, when no one noticed your struggle, God did. And not only did He see your tears, He kept them. Scripture says He bottles them like they are precious, sacred, worth keeping. That means your pain matters, your tears matter. They are not evidence of defeat, they are signs of endurance. They say, I kept going even when it hurt. They say, I still believe there's something worth fighting for. Sometimes your tears are prayers. Sometimes they're praise. Sometimes they're release. but all of them matter. In a world that tells you to wipe your eyes and move on, God says, let it out. I'm here. I can take it. There is divine attention on every drop. Your tears are not signs that you're falling apart. They're proof that you're still feeling, still trying, still alive. God sees the story behind each one, and in ways you may never fully understand, they are working for your good, making space for healing, for growth, for peace that can only come after the storm. There are moments in life when it feels like the world keeps spinning while you're standing still, stuck in pain, in waiting, in silence. People get busy. Calls stop coming. Conversations get shorter. You post less, text less, smile less, and deep down that little voice starts to whisper, no one sees you, no one cares. You've been forgotten. But that voice is a lie. You may feel overlooked by people, but you have never been invisible to God. He hasn't missed a second of your struggle. He hasn't taken his eyes off you, not once. You are not forgotten, not in your waiting, not in your heartbreak, not in the chaos or the stillness. God knows exactly where you are and what you're carrying. When it seems like everyone else has moved on, he stays. When your strength runs out, his doesn't. He's not waiting for you to clean up your mess or fix yourself before he pays attention. His attention was already there. Before the tears, before the silence, before the breakdown. He doesn't forget his daughters. He doesn't abandon what he created. The enemy wants you to believe you've been left behind, but heaven never loses track of you. There's no delay in God's awareness. There's no gap in his love. Even in the places where you feel most alone, God is holding space for you. He's near to the brokenhearted, close to those who feel crushed. He doesn't need a spotlight to find you. He knows how to reach into the quiet and whisper truth when the world goes loud with lies. You are still seen, still known, still pursued. You are not forgotten. You are written on the palm of his hand, and not even your silence can erase you from his memory. Strength doesn't always come with noise. It's not always found in the shout, the applause, the obvious victory. Sometimes it's born in silence, when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when it's just you and God in the quiet. It's in those moments where you cry out with no words, where you keep walking with no clear direction, where you choose to get up again with no recognition. That's where strength is forged, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows, not in the moment people see, but in the ones they don't. There's a sacred kind of power that develops when you endure without applause, when you stay faithful even though it hurts, when you decide not to quit even when you feel forgotten. It's in the silence that God does his deepest work. While the world might think you're still, God is building. He's stretching your faith, refining your character, strengthening your soul. Silence is not the absence of progress. It's the workshop of resilience. It's where trust is tested and where true strength is born. You may not hear encouragement. You may not feel the support you need, but God is present in that stillness. He's not absent in the silence. He is the silence. The peace that surpasses understanding doesn't shout, it whispers. And the strongest people are often the ones who've walked through seasons of silence and didn't give up. They didn't need validation to keep believing. They didn't need a crowd to keep going. They needed only God. And in that quiet, in that unseen space, something unbreakable was built. A faith that can't be shaken. A strength that doesn't depend on the storm stopping, but stands tall in the middle of it. That kind of strength is rare, and it is built, moment by moment, in silence. Pain has a way of making everything feel pointless. It clouds your vision, makes you question everything, your decisions, your worth, even your future. But pain is not random. It's not meaningless. There is a purpose hidden inside it, even if you can't see it yet. God doesn't waste anything, not your tears, not your heartbreak, not your setbacks. Every ounce of pain is doing something. It's shaping you, growing you, preparing you for something bigger than the moment you're in. It may not feel good, but that doesn't mean it's not doing good work. Pain has a way of revealing strength you didn't know you had. It strips away the distractions, the illusions, the things you thought you needed. And what's left is raw, honest, and real. That's where growth happens. That's where purpose is born. Sometimes pain pushes you closer to God in ways comfort never could. It makes you lean in, depend more, listen, and in that place, something sacred happens. You begin to see what you're really made of. Purpose doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like survival, like making it through one more day, one more night. But that survival is not small. It's part of the process. Your pain is not the end of your story. It's a chapter. And every chapter has a reason. You may not understand it now. You may not have the answers, but that doesn't mean purpose isn't present. It's being written into your story right now, even in the parts that hurt the most. You don't have to see the full picture for it to be true. God is working, even in the ache, even in the silence, even when nothing makes sense. There is purpose in your pain, and it's leading you somewhere greater than you imagined. You've walked through storms that would have broken someone else. You've held yourself together in moments when everything was falling apart. And maybe you didn't realize it in the moment, but that strength, that quiet resilience, that's power. Real power. Not the kind the world celebrates, but the kind that endures, the kind that keeps showing up. You are more powerful than you know, not because life has been easy, but because you kept going when it wasn't. Power isn't loud. It doesn't always roar. Sometimes it looks like getting out of bed when your heart is heavy. Sometimes it's wiping your tears and going to work, taking care of others while your own soul is tired. It's choosing to love again after being hurt. It's forgiving when you have every right to be bitter. It's believing in better days when you haven't seen one in a while. That is power, and you carry it. God placed something inside of you that can't be taken by pain, loss, or fear. It's built from everything you've survived. Every silent battle, every sleepless night, every time you held on when you wanted to let go. That kind of power doesn't fade. It grows. You might not always feel strong, but feeling weak doesn't cancel out what you've already conquered. Even in your lowest moments, there is still fire in you. There is still a fight in your spirit. And that's not by accident, it's by design. You are not powerless. You are not fragile. You've got more in you than you've even tapped into yet. And God, who crafted every part of your being, knew exactly what He was doing. He didn't make you to break. He made you to rise. You are more powerful than you know, and life has only seen a glimpse of what you're capable of. It's easy to think that the chapters you're living through right now are the final ones, especially when you're facing challenges that feel impossible to overcome. When the weight of the world is on your shoulders, when it feels like the dream you've been holding on to is slipping through your fingers, it's tempting to believe that your story is over. But I'm here to tell you, your story isn't over, not by a long shot. What you're experiencing right now, as painful and difficult as it may be, is just one chapter, and every chapter has a turning point. You're not finished yet. You may be in the middle of the hardest battle you've ever faced, but that doesn't define the end. God is still writing your story. The pages are still turning, and the best parts are still ahead. There's more for you to experience, more for you to accomplish, more for you to become. What you've been through has shaped you, but it hasn't defined your future. Don't mistake a season of struggle for the final word. It's only a season, not the end. Every setback you've faced has been a setup for something greater. Every disappointment has been a lesson preparing you for what's next. God doesn't waste any part of your journey. He uses it all. And what's coming is going to be worth every tear, every struggle, every moment when you thought you couldn't go on. Your story isn't over. There's more healing to come. There are dreams still to be realized. There are new opportunities on the horizon, just waiting for you to step into them. And when you look back on this season, you'll see how far you've come, how strong you've become, and how much more of your story is still yet to unfold. This is just one chapter. The best is yet to come. In the quietest moments, when you feel most alone, when the weight of the world seems to press down on your soul, there's a truth you need to hold on to. You are seen, you are loved, and you are held. The world may overlook you, people may not always understand your struggles, but none of that changes the fact that God sees every part of you. He sees your heart, your pain, your dreams, your fear, your strength, and your vulnerability. He sees the things you hide, the parts of yourself you think aren't worthy of attention, but he sees them all, and he loves you in ways words can't fully capture. When the world gives you the impression that you have to do more, be more, or perform to be worthy of love and recognition, remember this: you don't have to prove anything to him. You are loved exactly as you are. With all your flaws, imperfections, and brokenness, there is no better version of you that God is waiting for. He loves the version of you that is right here, right now. His love isn't based on your achievements or your ability to get it all right. It's unconditional, it's constant, it's deep. And when life feels like it's too much, when you feel like you can't keep going, God doesn't leave you to face it on your own. He holds you, not from a distance, but in the very midst of your storm. You are held by the hands that formed you, by a love that never lets you go. Even when you feel like you're falling apart, he's there, gently holding you together, keeping you safe in his embrace. You are seen, loved, and held, always.